Every single morning, millions of dog owners grab their keys, say a quick goodbye, and walk out the door. And every single morning, their dog stands at that door, watching, waiting, hoping. But here's what nobody tells you. In the few seconds before you disappear, something is happening inside your dog's mind that most people will never understand. It's not what you think. It's not just a habit. It's not them being dramatic. What your dog feels in that exact moment when they watch you leave is one of the most emotionally complex experiences an animal can have. And once you hear the truth about it, you will never walk out that door the same way again. Stay until the end, because point number 5 is going to completely change how you see your dog. You probably think your dog watches you leave because they love you. And yes, that's true. But love is only the surface of what's happening. Underneath that gaze is something far more powerful, far more heartbreaking, and far more important. Here's what most people don't realize. Your dog has no concept of time the way you do. When you leave for 30 minutes, to them it could feel like forever. When you say, "I'll be back soon," those words mean nothing. All they have is what they see. The closing door, the silence, and the absence of the one person who makes their world feel safe. Studies in animal behavior and canine cognition have shown that dogs are emotionally wired in ways that are shockingly similar to human children. They feel attachment, they feel separation, they feel fear, and they feel grief, not metaphorically, literally. And while you are sitting at your desk, making coffee or running errands, your dog is back home experiencing something that science has now confirmed is real emotional distress. That should stop you cold, because most dog owners don't know this, and even more don't know what to do about it. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what your dog feels when they watch you leave, why they do the specific things they do when you walk out, what the science says is actually happening in their brain, and most importantly, what you can start doing today to make those goodbyes feel less like an ending and more like a promise. Some of what you're about to hear will surprise you. Some of it will make you feel guilty. But all of it will make you a better dog owner. And number 5, the final point, will hit you somewhere deep. Don't skip it. Let's start with what your dog actually sees when you begin to leave. Most people think their dog only notices when the door closes. Wrong. Your dog starts reading your body language long before you even pick up your keys. This is where it gets serious. Dogs are masters at reading human behavior. They notice the moment your morning routine shifts. The shoes you put on, the specific jacket you grab, the sound of your phone being picked up off the charger. Over time, your dog has memorized every signal that means they're about to leave. And the second they recognize those signs, their stress response activates. Their cortisol, the stress hormone, begins to rise. Their heart rate changes. Their breathing becomes slightly faster. Scientists call this pre-departure anxiety, and it's very real. By the time you're actually out the door, your dog isn't just watching you. They're already in distress. This changes everything about how we think about goodbyes, because we've been treating the moment we leave as the problem. But the problem starts much, much earlier. Now here's something that will make you rethink those long, emotional goodbyes. You've probably been doing this wrong. When you feel guilty about leaving, you make it worse. That moment where you crouch down, baby talk your dog, hug them tight, and say, "I'm so sorry, I'll be back soon." You think you're comforting them. You're actually doing the opposite. Dogs read energy. When you act guilty and emotional at the door, your dog doesn't think, "Oh, they feel bad for me." They think something is wrong. My person is worried. I should be worried too. You are accidentally confirming their fear. Your emotional goodbye becomes a signal that danger is real. Behaviorists and dog trainers who work with separation anxiety consistently say this. The more dramatic your departure, the more dramatic your dog's distress. A calm, matter-of-fact goodbye, or sometimes no goodbye at all, is actually far kinder to your dog's nervous system. Most people will never believe this because it feels cold. It isn't. It's love in a different language. Here's something that very few people stop to think about. What happens right after you leave? Most owners picture their dog lying down sadly by the door. And sometimes that's true. But in many households, what actually happens is far more intense. Your dog begins to scan the environment desperately for your scent. They'll go to your side of the bed, your clothes, your favorite chair. They're not being cute. They're self-soothing. They're trying to keep their nervous system calm by staying close to the one thing that still smells like safety: you. Research from the University of Helsinki confirmed that dogs who were given items with their owner's scent showed measurably lower stress indicators during separation than dogs who had none. This is why your dog steals your socks. This is why they sleep on your pillow. They're not being naughty, they're coping. And when you understand that, you stop being annoyed and start feeling something much closer to awe. Most people miss this next part completely, and it's one of the most important things in this entire video. Your dog's distress during your absence is not a behavior problem. It is an emotional experience. There is a massive difference between a dog who is misbehaving and a dog who is suffering. When your dog chews furniture, barks for hours, has accidents inside the house, or destroys things while you're gone, that is not defiance. That is panic in physical form. These are not naughty behaviors. These are trauma responses. Veterinary behaviorists now classify severe separation anxiety as a clinical condition, not a training issue, not a discipline issue. A real, diagnosable emotional disorder. And the answer is not punishment. The answer is understanding. When you punish a dog for something they did out of fear while you were gone, you are not teaching them a lesson. You're teaching them that your return is something to be afraid of too. This is where it gets serious. And this is where so many owners accidentally make things worse while thinking they're making things better. Now we reach the part of this video that's going to sit with you long after it's over. And this is where everything comes together into something that matters deeply. When your dog watches you leave, in that final moment before the door closes, they are not just watching a person walk away. They are watching their entire world disappear. You are not just their owner. You are their attachment figure, their safe base, their emotional anchor. Science has confirmed that dogs form bonds with their owners that mirror the attachment bonds human infants form with their parents. This is not a metaphor. When researchers use the same behavioral attachment tests on dogs that developmental psychologists use on toddlers, the results were nearly identical. When you are present, your dog feels secure enough to explore, to play, to rest. When you leave, that security disappears. And just like a child left alone, they don't have the cognitive ability to fully reassure themselves that you'll come back. All they know is that you're gone. All they feel is that the world is less safe. And yet, this is the beautiful, painful, extraordinary part. Every single day, they watch you leave. And every single day, they wait. They don't give up on you. They don't stop loving you. They just wait and hope and believe that you'll return. That kind of loyalty, that kind of unconditional, patient, unbreakable trust is something that most humans will never fully give to another person. Your dog gives it to you every single day, and now you know what it costs them. Think about the last time you walked out that door. Maybe you were in a rush. Maybe you barely said goodbye. Maybe you didn't think much about that moment at all. That's okay, because you didn't know. But now, you do. And knowing changes things. It doesn't mean you have to feel guilty every time you leave the house. It doesn't mean you can never go to work or run errands. It means you get to be more intentional. A calm goodbye. A piece of clothing left behind. A safe space designed just for them. A consistent routine that builds trust over time. Small things. But for your dog, they are everything. The relationship you have with your dog is one of the purest forms of love that exists on this planet. It asks for nothing except that you show up. And after everything your dog feels, everything they carry quietly while you're away, showing up with a little more awareness, a little more compassion, is the least we can give back. If this video helped you understand your dog just a little bit better, or made you feel that little pull in your chest that reminds you how much they mean to you, then please share it with someone who loves their dog. Subscribe if you want to keep understanding the animal who loves you more than you'll ever fully know. Drop a comment below about your dog, because every story matters and this community is built on exactly that kind of love.